They chained my fate to hers. What I didn't know. She was a storm in skin. The bond collar locked, with a sharp click against Eli Ward's throat. Prefect Darn's scaled fingers twisted the final clasp. There, sealed by imperial decree. Eli swallowed against the unyielding metal. It hummed faintly, sinking to his pulse. He scanned the etchings on its inner band, standard safety glyphs from the Outer Rim trade protocols. No surprises yet. Darn yanked the leash chain. Forward, soft skin. Your bride awaits. Eli's boots scraped the grated floor as Darn marched him down the corridor. Dim red lights pulsed overhead, casting long shadows from the alien's hunched form. Eli kept pace, eyes forward. No point in resisting now. Logistics taught him that. Map the route, spot the exits, wait for the gap. The hatch to Sayla Voran's quarters hissed open. She lounged against a console, all coiled menace. Taller than Eli by a head, her lithe frame rippled under iridescent scales, deep indigo fading to black at the claws. A curved knife gleamed in her grip, tip tracing lazy circles in the air, her golden eyes fixed on him, lips curling into a smile that promised breakage. Prefect. Sayela's voice rasped like grinding gravel. You deliver my gift? Darn shoved Eli inside. Lady Sayela, the human is yours. Bonded. Calibrate it to your will. Eli stood straight. The quarters smelled of ozone and spice. Her scent, sharp and metallic. Consoles blinked with security feeds. Weapons racked the walls. No comforts here. Pure command post. Sayela uncoiled. She circled him slow, knife hovering inches from his collar. Kneel. Human. Submit. Her blade pressed against his jaw, cold and unyielding. A thin line of blood welled. Eli didn't flinch. No. Sayela's eyes narrowed. The collar compels obedience, or pain. Darn chuckled from the hatch. He's unbroken, my lady. Break him. Eli's gaze flicked to the collar's outer ring. Glyphs glowed faintly. Imperial Safety Code 47B. He recited them aloud, voice steady. Lock integrity, 92%. Neural sync, inactive. Emergency override, vocal prime sequence. Release protocol Delta 9. Sayela froze. Her knife paused. Darn lunged forward. Silence! You read no? Eli cut him off. Calibration in progress violates Article 12 of the Bond Accord. Illegal without mutual consent. Prefect, stand down or log the infraction. The collar beeped. A hollow panel flickered to life above it, projecting the glyphs in crisp galactic standard. Sayela's knife withdrew an inch. She tilted her head, studying the display. He knows the markings. Darn snarled. A trick. Human tech rats memorize scraps. Ignore it. Calibrate now. No. Sayela sheathed her blade with a snap. She grabbed Darn's wrist, claws digging in. The collar confirms. Illegal sync aborts. Eli felt the hum fade. The metal warmed slightly, then stabilized. Safe. Darn wrenched free, scales paling. This insults you, lady. The human defies nothing. Sayela's tail lashed. He saved you from tribunal. Grudgingly. Eli met her gaze. No fear, just facts. Logistics protocol. Collars are trade goods. I shipped 1,000. Her golden eyes bored into him. A flicker. Curiosity? She stepped closer, breath hot on his face. Scales brushed his arm. Rough like sandpaper. You refuse to kneel. Force won't hold. Eli kept his voice level. Bond needs two. Sayela laughed, low and jagged. She seized his leash chain. Bold words. Soft skin. We'll test them. She yanked him toward the hatch. Eli stumbled but caught his balance, matching her stride. Darn trailed, sputtering protests. The corridor widened into a public gallery. Officers snapped to attention as Sayela stormed through. Hollow screens broadcast security feeds. Low chatter died. Sayela halted in the center, chain taut in her fist. Attention. Heads turned. A dozen aliens, security grunts, techs, stared. Whispers rippled. The human pet. She'll gut him by dawn. Eli stood tall beside her. No tugging against the leash. Assess the room. 2 exits, 3 guards nearest. Sayela raised her voice. This human is mine. Bonded by decree. Any who touch him answer to me. A grunt sneered. Lady, he's weak stock. Let us train. Her claws flashed. The grunt clutched a slashed forearm. blood hissing on the deck. "Mine," she growled. "My responsibility." Silence fell. Eli scanned faces, calculating eyes. Political games already. He spotted a shadow in the upper vents, too fluid for maintenance. Rebel scout? File it away. Scylla tugged the chain lightly. Not a yank, a signal. Follow. They moved as one. Eli matched her pace perfectly, boots silent on the grate. Whispers followed. He doesn't cower. She claims him true? In her quarters again, hatch sealed. Sayla released the chain but left it attached. She paced, tail flicking. Why speak the codes? You could have let it bind you. Eli rubbed his neck. The collar sat light now, like a necklace. Blind obedience crashes systems. Seen it. She stopped. Claws tapped a console. You think this a system? A marriage? Political one. Eli leaned against a bulkhead. Casual. Dorn wants control. Through you. Through me. Sayla's eyes flashed. She grabbed his collar, pulled him close. Faces inches apart. And you? What do you want, Eli Ward? Her scent enveloped him. Spice and storm. Heat radiated from her scales. Eli held still. Out alive. With options. A beat. Her grip loosened, but didn't release. Options require trust. Trust requires proof. He nodded at the console. Your feeds show a tail. Vent 3. Not one of yours. She whipped around. Claws slammed keys. A feed zoomed. Kestrel's silhouette slipping away. Sayla snarled. Rebel.
How did you... Logistics.
Ellie pointed. Shadow angle wrong. Heat sig off by 2 degrees. She stared. Then, a nod. Tight. Prove more. The console armed a security drone. It launched with a whine. Eli watched her work. Precise, disciplined fury. Not the berserker rumors claimed. Drone feed pinged. Target acquired. Kest bolted, but the net deployed. Sayla deactivated. Captured. Interrogation mine. She turned back. Chain still linked them. Her claw traced the collar, not threatening, testing. You fight smart, human. Her voice softened a fraction. Not like the stories. Eli shrugged. Stories lie, we adapt. Her smile returned. Sharper now. Adapt with me then. Footsteps. Outside. Darn's voice barked through the hatch. Lady Sayla.
The prefect demands audience. The bond, Sayla's tail coiled.
She yanked Eli behind her, positioning him at her back. Stay close. The hatch cycled. Darn entered with 2 guards. The calibration failed. Reclaim the human? No. Sayla stepped forward, knife drawn again. He is claimed, publicly. Darn's eyes darted to Eli. Venomous. He manipulates you. Eli stayed silent. Let actions speak. Sayla's claws flexed. Manipulate this. She slashed the air. Guards flinched back. Darn retreated a step. The marriage binds species. Fail and war. War you orchestrate. Sayla advanced. Leave. Or join the rebel in custody. Darn paled. He signaled retreat. Hatch sealed. Silence. Sayla turned. Golden eyes locked on Eli. You saw the rebel first. Teamwork. Eli tugged the chain lightly. Cut this? Not yet. Her claw hooked under it, pulled him nearer. Prove loyalty first. Heat built between them. Her scales brushed his skin. Electric. Eli nodded. Deal. Alarms blared suddenly. Console flashed. Breach in lower decks. Sayla's grip tightened. Rebels. Multiple. Eli scanned the feed. Patterns emerged. Flank left. Trap the vents. She paused, then hit commands. Drones swarmed. Targets dropped. Her gaze lingered. Respect flickered. But the alarms spiked again. Bigger force. Kest's capture was bait. Sayla bared teeth. Sayla bared teeth. Weapons deck. Now. She yanked the chain linking their wrists. Eli matched her stride as they bolted down the corridor. Alarms wailed. Red lights pulsed across scaled bulkheads. Rebel breach escalated. Feeds showed boarding pods slamming into lower hulls. Shadow me, Sayla growled over her shoulder. Golden eyes flicked back. Prove usefulness, or stay chained, like cargo. Eli nodded. Once. No arguments. He scanned schematics on his wrist implant, hacked access from earlier. Rebels funneled through vents, weapons deck held plasma racks and drone launchers. Smart play. Bulkhead doors hissed open. Sayla shouldered through armory lockdown. Racks gleamed. Curved blades, pulse rifles etched with Vorn clan runes. Her free claw snatched a rifle, sighted it. Load drones. Flank pattern. Li grabbed a crate harness. Slid power cells into drone bays. 10 units. 20. His fingers flew. Logistics muscle memory from colony runs. Drones hummed alive. Sayla barked overrides. Drones rocketed out vents. Feeds lit up. Rebels shredded mid-charge. One drone feed caught Kestrel's face. Scarred, smirking from a shadow pod. Not bait, leader. More incoming, Li said. He pointed at a side console. Seal that hatch. Trap them. Sayla's tail lashed. She punched commands. Hatch jammed. Red error flashed. Override failed. Rebels rigged it. Sparks flew from the panel. Smoke curled. Beyond. Bootsteps thundered. Rebels closing. Eli dropped to one knee, yanked a loose panel with his free hand, exposed wiring nest. Alien tech, but universal logic. He stripped a scrap conduit tool from his boot heel, emergency kit staple, twisted live leads, bridged the bypass. Door slammed shut. Sealed tight. Muffled screams erupted outside as drones converged. Sayla stared, rifle lowered an inch. How? Maintenance hack. Eli stood, wiping soot. Chain clinked. Human freighters. Doors jam on dust. Fix or die. She lunged, pinned him to the bulkhead, claw at his throat. Not slicing, pressing. Body heat radiated through her scales. Muscles coiled like spring steel. Golden eyes bored in. Liar. No logistics tech hotwires a warship seal in seconds. Li held still, met her gaze. No flinch. Truth. Shuttles. Depots. Blockades routed worse under fire. Her tail coiled around his leg. Tested. Squeezed. Training history. Now, or I rip the chain free and test you myself. Colony ops. Eli kept voice level. Supply chains in pirate space. Fixed hull breaches. Rerouted power grids. No formal spec ops, just survived. She pressed closer, breath hot on his neck. Scales rasped his skin. Electric friction. Underestimated. Like all humans. Claw eased off. But she didn't release. Darn calls you weak. Prefect lies. Control freaks lie. Eli tugged the chain lightly. Cut it. Trust starts somewhere. Sayla's lips curled. Not a smile. Challenge. Earn it. She shoved off. Grabbed a satchel of grenades, rebels massing mid-decks. We end this. They charged out. Drones cleared paths. Eli matched her pace. Chain slack now, not dragging. Rebels poured from a breached pod. Sayla fired first. Plasma bolts vaporized too. Eli yanked a grenade, lobbed it arc-perfect into the cluster. Boom. 4 down. Kestrel burst through smoke. Dual blades whirring. Traitor Vorn, bond with vermin. Species war starts here. Sayla roared, met him blade to blade. Sparks flew. Eli circled, chain limiting reach. He spotted a console. Vent controls. Smashed it open with elbow. Rerouted air pressure. Vent slammed, crushing 2 flankers. Kest twisted free of Sayla, lunged at Eli. Human breaks first. Eli sidestepped, used chain momentum, whipped it into Kest's knee. Crack. Alien stumbled. Sayla's rifle butt cracked his skull. He dropped. Guards swarmed in. Cuffed Kest, dragged him off. Sayla holstered her blade. Turned to Eli, chest heaved. Sweat gleamed on her scales. You fight like pack leader. Not tech. Team. Eli flexed his wrist. Chain bit skin. Partners hold lines. Her claw traced the links. Eyes narrowed. Respect deepened. But suspicion lingered. Night cycle nears. Marriage seals at dawn. Prefect's terms chain us forever. Alarms faded. Deck quieted. Eli glanced at a side terminal. Marriage contract feed auto-loaded for witnesses. Negotiate now. Add boundaries. Sayla's tail flicked. Pulled him to the console. Speak. Eli keyed in overrides. Same bypass logic. Pulled up the dock. Hollow scrolled. Loyalty oaths, combat rights, breeding clauses. Harsh. Clause here. He highlighted. Mutual veto on handlers. No overrides from Darn or Council. Trust over control. Her claw hovered. Risky. Prefect twists it against me. Or frees us both. Eli met her eyes. I fixed your door. You shielded me. Build on that. Silence stretched. Her scales brushed his arm. Deliberate. Heat sparked. She keyed accept. Claw signed digitally. Done. Witnesses autologged. Terminal chimed. Sealed. Sayla's gaze dropped to the chain. She drew her knife. Sliced clean. Links shattered. Fell away. Eli rubbed his wrist. Free. First time since capture. Not full trust. Her voice dropped. Husky. Prove more. Footsteps echoed. Prefect Darn stormed in with guards. Face twisted. What farce. Rebel scum taken but marriage. Sayla stepped forward, knife out. Sealed. Your clauses gutted. Leave. Darn's eyes bulged at the hollow. Impossible. Human tampered. Eli stayed silent. Let her lead. Irrelevant. Sayla's tail coiled possessively near Eli. Bond holds. Interfere, join Kest. Barn sputtered. Backed out, hatch sealed. Alone again. Night cycle dimmed lights. Sayla turned. Closer now. Sleep in my quarters. Forced proximity clause. Eli nodded. No protest. Boundaries hold. Her claw grazed his jaw. Light. Testing. For now. Golden eyes gleamed. But you fixed the door. Hot-wired fate. Heat built. Her scent. Spice and steel filled the air. Eli stepped nearer. Not backing down. Trust edged towards something fiercer. Consoles pinged. Incoming transmission. Darn's voice crackled. Rebels confess. Kest says humans the weapon. Sabotage from within. Sayla tensed. Knife hand twitched. Eli scanned the feed. Patterns again. Lie. Darn's play. She looked to him. Waiting. Riot alarms screamed through the vents. Red strobes flashed across Sayla's quarters. She lunged for the console. Claws slamming keys. False flag. Kest's work. Eli scanned the feed. Corridors jammed with simulated crowds. Her guard team scattered, isolated. Perfect trap. Sayla grabbed his arm, yanked him toward a wall panel. Service run. Now. Her tail lashed. Knife gleamed in her grip. Hatchway hissed open. She shoved him inside first. Narrow corridor swallowed them. Pipes hummed. Dim glow strips flickered overhead. Stay behind my blade. She blocked the main hatch. Claws keyed a manual lock. Darn's rebels or his pawns. Doesn't matter. Eli crouched low. Scanned the walls. Junction box ahead. Loose panel. Exposed wiring. Capacitor banks pulsed blue. Maintenance trick. Old freighter hack, but footsteps pounded from both ends. Shadows shifted. 3 figures burst in from the far hatch. Scaled hides. Rebel armbands. Blasters raised. Sayla sprang. Blade sliced air. First attacker dodged. Fired a stun bolt. She twisted. Deflected it with her vambrace. Counter slashed his thigh. He howled. Dropped. Eli pried the panel. Fingers worked fast. Yanked capacitor. Wires stripped with his belt tool. Smuggled from capture. Humans fixed things. Always. Second attacker flanked her. Blaster whined charge. Sayla parried a vibro club. Too slow. Eli bridged the capacitor to the glow strip leads. Overload spark. Held it high. Eyes he triggered. White flash erupted. Burst like a grenade sun. Attackers screamed. Clutched faces. Blasters clattered. Blinded. Sayla spun. Finished the second with a throat strike. Third reeled back, scales smoking from overload heat. She kicked him down. Pinned, Eli dropped the smoking capacitor. Heart pounded. No time for pats on back. More footsteps echoed. Rear hatch buckled. They're piling in. Sayla hauled the third attacker up, claws to his neck. Kest sent you. He spat blood. Human filth. Darn pays better. She snapped his neck. Clean. Dropped him. Retreat. This way. She pointed to a side vent grate. Eli nodded. Boosted her up first. No arguments. She sliced the grate. Slithered through. He followed. Tight squeeze. Shoulders scraped. Ducts angled down. Air rushed past. Behind, Blaster fire chewed the walls. Rebels breached. Sayla dropped into a sub-level access, empty. She pulled him clear, sealed the duct with a plasma torch from her belt. Lock it. Eli pointed to the corridor bulkhead. Biometric pad glowed. She pressed palm and tail barb. Override engaged. Seals hissed tight. Thumps battered from outside. Held. Breathing hard, she turned. Golden eyes locked on him. Flash burst. From scrap? Logistics fix. Capacitors store punch. Eli wiped sweat. No brag, just fact. She sheathed her blade. Stepped closer. Tail coiled loose around his leg. Not trapping. Anchoring. You dropped 3. Saved my flank. Teamwork. He met her gaze. Spice scent cut the ozone stink. Alarms still wailed distant. Consoles pinged here too. Emergency channel. Sayla tapped it. Prefect Darn's face appeared. Smug. Lady Sayla, rebels claim your human triggered the riot. Sabotage proof. Incoming. Lies. Her voice iced. Kest's dogs hit us. Human improvised. Blinded them. Darn leaned in. Convenient. Guards en route. Submit for scan. Eli tensed. Scan meant neural probe. His hidden implants, logistics net hacks, would flag. Sayla's claw grazed his shoulder. Light. Possessive. No. Bond quarters. Secure. We hold. Darn's eyes narrowed. Defy me. Marriage clause voids. Clause stands. She cut the feed, turned to Eli. He twists this. Paints you saboteur. Patterns match. Eli pulled a loose deck plate. Exposed a data tap. Feed logs. Show Kest's signal origin. Darn's sector. She watched him splice. Fast fingers. You see through nets? Trucks, ships, stations. Same game. Screen lit. Time-stamped burst. Darn's comm tower. Sayla's tail tightened. Brief squeeze. Proof. Hatch rattled. Guards outside. Lady Sayla, open. She ignored, faced Eli fully. Heat built in the dim. You fight like no soft skin. Fixed our bond. Now this. Not soft. He stood taller. Just prepared. Her claw traced his jaw again. Firmer. Lips parted. Prove deeper. Kiss hit sudden. Fangs grazed. Careful. Spice flooded his senses. He gripped her waist scales. Returned it. Fierce. She broke first. Eyes blazed. Trust earned. But Darn comes. External klaxons shifted. Real riot now. Screams echoed vents. Eli checked the tap. Rebels. Massing. Kest. Leads. Sayla drew blade. We cut through. To armory. Hand and claw they moved. Her stride matched his. No orders. Equals. Sublevel twisted. Side passages branched. She led. Scent marking turns. Blaster fire cracked ahead. Rebel squad blocked junction. Sayla charged. Blade whirled. 2 down fast. Eli grabbed a loose conduit. Whipped it like a chain. Cracked a blaster from claws. Human swing. Full torque. Rebel staggered. Sayla finished. Armory hatch. She sliced lock. Inside. Racks gleamed. She tossed him a stunner. Yours. He caught. Calibrated grip. Darn's guards closing. Holomap pinged. Prefect's forces pinched them. Sayla grinned. Fangs sharp. Let them. Eli rigged the door capacitor again. Bigger bank here. Flash mine ready. She nodded. Pride flickered. Together. They burst out. Rebels swarmed main hall. Kestrel front. Scarred operative. Blaster barking. Sayla vaulted crates. Eli flanked low. Flash burst first. Hall. Went nova. Screams. Blinded chaos. Sayla's blade danced. Loyal code. Unleashed. Eli stunned flanks. Precise shots. No waste. Kest fired blind. Bolt grazed Eli's arm. Burned. He dropped her with a leg sweep. Human grapple. Dirty. Effective. Sayla pinned Kest. Knife poised. Confess. Darn's puppet. Kest laughed. He owns her too. Marriage leash. Eli knelt. Zip-tied her claws. From armory spares. Feeds live. Witnesses. Consoles broadcast the takedown. Station-wide. Guards burst in. Darn trailed. Face ashen. Secure. Sayla rose. Kest dragged off. Darn glared at Eli. Trickery. Proof. Eli tossed the data chip. Your tower. Your riot. Darn snatched it. Hollow played. Silence crushed him. Sayla stepped between. Tail looped Eli's waist. Public. Bond holds. Guards saluted. Backed off. Quarters later. Night cycle deep. Sayla patched his burn. Claws gentle. You chose trust. Her voice husky. Over fear. Eli pulled her close. No tests now. Heat surged. Scales met skin. Forced bond turned chosen. Consoles pinged. New alert. Darn's faction coup. Off station. Sayla tensed. Blade hand flexed. Eli grinned. Logistics ready. We end it. Her laugh rumbled. Golden eyes locked. Trust sealed. War brewed. Sayla's claws sank into Eli's good arm. She dragged him through the medbay doors. Steel bulkheads blurred past. His grazed arm throbbed. Clear the room! Sayla snarled. Her tail lashed, knocking a scanner tray to the deck. Medtechs froze. 3 aliens, furred and scaled, eyes wide at her rank insignia. One stepped forward, hypo ready. Lady Vorn? Sedation protocol? No. Sayla shoved Eli onto the exam slab. Her golden eyes locked on the tech. I control this. Patch him. Awake. The tech hesitated. Sayla's blade hissed free. 0.inches from his throat. Now. Eli gritted teeth. Pain spiked as the slab's scanners hummed to life. No fight left in him yet. Trust her play. For now. Tech scrambled. One peeled back his sleeve. Burn bubbled red. 2 inches wide. Neural block minimal. Risk of shock. Sayla leaned in, her breath hot on Ellie's neck. Scales glinting under lights. He endures. Claws retracted. She gripped his wrist instead. Steady. Eli met her gaze. Your call. No victim here. Logistics man. Crises solved cold. Injector hissed. Cool gel sealed the burn. Nanites knit skin. Pain dulled to ache. Sayla watched every scan. No sedative slipped in. Her tail coiled near his ankle. Guarded. Done. Lead tech backed away. Stable. Out. Sayla waved them off. Doors sealed. Alone. She traced the fresh patch. Claws feather light. You flanked blind. Saved my kill. Teamwork. Eli sat up. Arm flexed fine. Riot's no accident. Darn's team lagged. Her eyes narrowed. Proof? Footage. Your consoles. He swung legs off slab. Audit it. Now. Sayla's tail flicked approval. She hauled him up. Command gallery. We carve truth. They strode out. Station corridors buzzed. Guards saluted Sayla. Stared at Eli's collar. The human leash. He ignored them. Focus. Data. Command gallery loomed. Hollow walls flickered riot feeds. Prefect Darn stood central, barking orders to remnants of his security. His frilled neck pulsed purple. Anger crest. Sayla stormed in. Tail high. Dominance flare. Prefect. Darn spun, his multi-lensed eyes fixed on Eli. The pet walks free. Medbay cleared. By my claws. Sayla planted before him. Riot response. Your delay. Explain. Darn's frills flattened. Chaos. Overload. Standard. Lies. Eli slid to a console. Fingers flew over keys. Human speed. Adaptable. No alien protocol slowed him. Hollow bloomed. Time-stamped feeds synced. Sayla's breach team hit hot zone first. Darn's tower guards. Staged back. Alerts pinged ignored. Patrols looped wide. See? Eli zoomed. Your alpha unit idled 4.2 minutes. Riot breached core while you secured perimeter. Kest's path clear. Darn's lenses word. Glitch. Human hack. Logged. Eli pulled audit trail. Your override codes. Delayed deploy. Silence crushed the gallery. Officers shifted. Whispers rippled. Sayla's blade tapped Darn's shoulder. Not piercing. Threat enough. Treason sent. You fed the rebel. Leashed me through marriage farce. Darn recoiled. Political bind. Stability. Ends. Sayla snatched a data slate. Pulled pre-drafted amendment. Her work. Station law compliant. Autonomy clause. Bond pair self-governs. No handler veto. Sign. Or I gut your plot live. Gallery feeds auto-broadcast. Witnesses galaxy-wide. Darn's claws trembled, scanned slate. No escape. Stylus scratched sigil. Done. Sayla pocketed it. Tail snapped. Leave. Your faction scrubs decks now. Darn slunk out. Gallery cleared on her glare. Eli leaned on console. Heart steady. Proof won the room. No bluster. Sayla turned. Golden eyes searched him. You saw the delay. First. Logistics. He shrugged. Patterns scream. Her tail brushed his leg. Close. Heat radiated from scales. Bond clause binds us. Trust. Eli pulled his collar tab. Access port gleamed. Direct signal code. He jacked a lead. Console pinged. Biometrics dump. Heart rate. Neural map. Kill switch. Her claws hovered. This ends you. Shock cascade. Heart stop. Or freeze me. Eli transferred the code. Slate chimed receipt. Yours. Use it. Sayla's eyes widened. Tail coiled tight around his waist. Pulled him near. Betrayal bait. I snap. You die. Dare you. Eli held still. No flinch. Controls illusion. Trust wins. She clutched the slate. Claws dimpled his skin. Seconds stretched. Then, release. Code pocketed, not deleted. You choose death offer. Her voice husky. Blade sheathed. Human strange. Pragmatic. Eli grinned. War is brewing. Darn's coup off station. We end it. Alarms wailed anew. Consoles lit. Rebel ships inbound. Kest's network. Sayla's laugh rumbled, low. Fierce. Together, they bolted for armory. Her stride matched his. Tail linked loose. Anchor. Quarters later. Night cycle dimmed lights. Sayla pushed him to bunk. Burn check. Eli stripped shirt. Patch held. She knelt. Claws parted skin gentle. Inspected. Lingered. Trust sealed. Her golden eyes lifted. Heat there. No violence. Eli cupped her jaw. Scales smooth warm. Chosen. Lips met. Hers parted. Fanged. Careful. Kiss deepened. Tail wrapped his back. Pulled flush. Scales slid over skin. Heat surged. Hands roamed. Her claws traced ribs. Restraint honed. His fingers mapped ridges. Found sensitive vents. She growled approval. Pinned him. Dominant. Yielded when he gripped tailbase. Bond ignited. Forced to forged. Consoles pinged sharp. Hollow alert. Darn's faction fleet. Docked off station. Boarding pods launching. Sayla tensed atop him. Blade hand flexed. Eli grinned up. Arm locked hers. Logistics ready. Vectors plotted. We counter. Her laugh shook them. Golden eyes blazed. Lead, human. They dressed fast. Weapons hot. Trust armored them. Corridors swarmed. Guards split. Loyalties fracturing. Sayla bellowed orders. Her voice cut chaos. Eli flanked. Slate sinking defenses. Human edge. Improv hacks bypassed Darn's locks. Blast doors bucked. Rebels poured. Kest's kin. Claws gleaming. Sayla vaulted first. Blade sang. 2 down. Eli stunned flanks. Precise bursts. No overkill. Tail looped his waist mid-leap. Pulled him clear of bolt. Mine. Team. He swept legs. Rebel crumpled. Darn appeared, flanked by turncoats. Amendment void. Bond breaks. Sayla charged. Eli covered. He'd live. Consoles broadcast. Station watched. Proof chip tossed earlier burned Darn still. Now amendment sealed. Her knife pinned his frill. Confess. Darn spat. Human weak. You leash. Ellie's shot grazed. Non-lethal. Weak audits truth. Rebels faltered. Guards rallied to Sayla's roar. Coup crumbled. Pods vented to void. Dawn cycle broke. Sayla stood over wreckage, tail tight on Eli. We hold. He nodded. Code still hers, unused. Trust over control. Her claws laced his. Golden promise. War paused. Bond eternal. Fleet signatures spiked. New threat. Off-station Empire play. Eli synced navs. Next crisis. Ready? Sayela's eyes locked. Always. They moved as one. Human grit. Alien fury. Unbreakable. Eli blocked the incoming strike. Sayla's clawed gauntlet slammed his forearm. Pain exploded up his nerves. He gritted teeth, pushed back. Fragile, she snarled. Golden eyes narrowed. Her tail lashed the training mat. Human bones snapped like dry reeds. Eli rolled aside, circled her. Sweat stung his eyes. The compartment reeked of alien sweat, musky, metallic. Her soldiers lined the walls. Frills quivered in amusement. Again. Sayla lunged low, tested his timing. Eli parried with elbow, connected solid. She grunted, didn't yield. He matched her rhythm. Alien close quarters demanded precision. Claws in, grapples out. No room for slop. Her strikes probed joints. Pain tolerance check. He absorbed 3 to the ribs. Bruises bloomed instant. Yield. Her voice cut sharp. Tail hooked his ankle. Yanked. Eli twisted mid-fall, landed in crouch. Fired a palm strike to her midsection. Scaled for her frame. She blocked, laughed harsh bark. Timing off, slower. She reset. Called the drill. 5 rotations. Claw feints, grapples, holds. Escape under fire sim. Her soldiers ran it in pairs. Gasped through 3. Collapsed on 4. Eli nodded, wiped blood from lip. You're led. Ciella's frill flared. Pride. She demonstrated first pass, blinding speed. Tail as third limb. Disarmed dummy in seconds. Impossible for soft skins. 3 max. Eli attacked. Matt shook under boots. Her claws grazed shoulder, drew red lines. He countered. Human leverage, elbow lock. Broke free. First rotation down. Soldiers murmured. Frills twitched. Second pass. Sayla amped pressure. Strikes blurred. Tail whipped. Thigh. Bone-deep ache. Eli timed dodge. Slipped inside guard. Hip throw attempt. She reversed. Pinned him. Claws pricked neck. Dead. She released. Eyed him. Endure. Eli stood. Muscles screamed. Continue. Third. Pain layered. Ribs throbbed. Vision edged gray. Sayla tested holds. Choke variants. Alien physiology crushed windpipe fast. He tapped twice. Escaped on third. Gasped air. Pushed on. Her soldiers shifted. Whispers rose. One clutched ribs from his own run. Watched wide-eyed. Fourth. Sayla growled approval. Paced him. Humans break here. Claw rake across chest. Fabric shredded. Skin parted. Blood welled. Eli ignored. Timed her tail sweep. Vaulted over. Landed strike to frill base. Non-lethal nerve cluster. She staggered. Recovered roaring. Finish. Final rotation. Exhaustion clawed him. Lungs burned. But rhythm held. Human endurance. Pace, not burst. He feinted high. Dropped low. Swept her leg. Mounted. Locked arm. Sayla bucked. Freed, but drill ended. Timer beeped. She rose, panting. Stared. Soldiers silent. One slumped. Failed at 3. Impossible. Her voice low. Golden eyes locked his. Tail brushed his hand. Not attack. Contact. Eli straightened. Blood dripped. Grinned through split lip. Human normal. Zayla's frill smoothed. Nodded once. Prove in field. Officers dispersed. Eli peeled off ruined shirt. Assessed damage. Shallow cuts. Bruises purpled. Adrenaline faded. He reached for collar. Symbolic band at neck. Marriage chain. Logistics tech turned consort. Pragmatic choice. Footsteps echoed outside. Single set. Eli tensed. Door hissed. Kestrel slipped in. Rebel operative. Lean frame. Scarred frill. Eyes darted. Human. Alone? Eli faced him. Casual? State business? Kest smirked. Claws flexed. Amendment holds. Sayla leashed. He stepped close. Too close. Darn's orders. Track her next. Eli didn't flinch. Watched hands. Kest palmed device. Nanoscale tracker. Slid toward collar housing. Loose seam from training scuffle. Careful. Eli gripped wrist. Twisted. Human grip strength surprised. Kest hissed. Traitor pet. Chest yanked free. Jammed tracker and housing. Clicked shut. Bridge strike incoming. Sayla dies. You free. Eli calculated. No alarm yet. Play dumb. Freedom's audit. Lies fail. Kest bolted. Door sealed behind. Eli probed collar. Felt anomaly. Hacked wrist slate. Confirmed signal pulse. Rebel net. Steering strike to Sayla's command bridge. He moved, silent, toward bridge. Trust her with intel. No solo heroics. Alarms wailed mid-corridor. Red lights pulsed. Bulkheads slammed. Sayla's voice boomed ship-wide. Full lockdown. Intruders confirmed. All hands to posts. Eli sprinted. Boots pounded deck. Rebels already breached. Trackers guided them. Bridge doors bucked. Sayla stood center. Officers flanked. Tail rigid. Claws out. Status? Shields holding, an officer barked. But signatures match Empire probes. Off station. Eli burst in. Officers spun. Weapons raised. Sayla's eyes snapped to him. Human? Secured? He raised hands. Slate, forward, tracker on me. Rebel plant, cast rel. Target's bridge. Murmurs rippled. Officer sneered. Consort spies? Sayla snarled. Frill flared rage. Silence. She crossed deck in 3 strides. Claws ripped collar housing. Extracted tracker. Crushed it. Sparks died. Proof. She held shards. Officers leaned in. Scanned. Confirmed rebel freak, one reported. Eyes widened. Steered the strike. Sayla changes color to her belt. Thick tether. Clicked secure, in front of all. You stay. Prove loyalty. Eli met stares. No protest. Pragmatic. Sync defenses. My hacks bypass Darn's overrides. Officers bristled. 1. Prefect Darn's aide? Frill quivered. Human tech? Untrusted. Sayla yanked tether. Pulled Eli close. He outlasted you in drills. Endures. Her voice steel. Work or die. Eli jacked slate to console. Fingers flew. Human improv, reroute power, ghost locks, blast doors reinforced, turrets spun hot, probes decloaked, Empire scouts. Sleek, frilled hulls, fired probes, ship bucked. Sayla braced, tether taut. Her tail curled his leg, anchor. Fire! She roared. Eli patched targeting. Human precision, predictive algos, locks acquired, beams lanced, 2 scouts vaporized. Officers gaped. Hits at max range. Sayla's claws gripped his shoulder. Not pain, steady. More. 3rd Scout dove. Rebels poured from vents. Kest's team. Claws gleamed. Sayla vaulted console. Blade out. Slashed first. Blood sprayed. Eli unhooked tether partial. Covered flank. Stunner bursts. Non-lethal where possible. Logistics mined. Minimize fractures. Rebel lunged. Eli sidestepped. Used momentum. Slammed into bulkhead. Down. Sayla downed 2. Tail swept 3rd. Glanced Eli. Chained for reason. Trust earned. He stunned 4th. Locked it down. Kest emerged last. Blaster raised at Sayla's back. End the bond! Eli dove. Tackled. Human mass advantage. Pinning hold from training. Kest thrashed. Eli locked elbow. Yield. Sayla spun. Knife poised. Confess, worm. Kest spat. Darn pays. Human weak link. Eli tightened hold. Audits say otherwise. Officers swarmed. Cuffed him. Probes retreated. Alarms silenced. Sayla unclipped tether, but left chain loose on belt. Symbolic. Her hand lingered on collar. You stayed. Fought. Eli nodded. Bruises ached. Cuts stung. Team over control. Her golden eyes softened. Frill relaxed. Tail looped waist. Pulled close. Mine to protect. Officers averted eyes. Ship hummed steady. Consoles pinged. Fleet signatures spiked again. Empire main force. Eli synced navs. Next crisis. Sayla's claws laced his. Ready. They turned as one. Human endurance met alien fury. Lockdown lifted. War called, but bond held. Trust forged in pain. Unbreakable. Prefect Darn slammed his podium. Witnesses assembled. The binding commences now. Eli Ward stood rigid under the deck's harsh lights. Chains linked his collar to Sayla's belt. Heavy. Cold. Her tail flicked sharp behind him. Golden eyes bored into the crowd of alien dignitaries. Hundreds packed the chamber. Holoscreens broadcast empire-wide. Darn paced the raised platform, his robes swirling. Lady Sayla Vorn, security commander. Rebellious, defiant. This union tames her. Human Eli Ward, logistics drone. Weak, humiliating match. Sayla's claws flexed. She growled low. Eli felt the vibration through the tether. No words from her. Protocol silenced royals here. Darn grinned, fangs glinting. Vows bind eternal. Sayla, submit to oversight. Human, pledge service. A priest droned incantations. Hollow runes swirled overhead. Eli scanned exits. Bulkheads hummed. Ventilation grates lined the ceiling. Crowd murmured. His logistics brain mapped flows. Air, power, escape vectors. Darn thrust a neural pad forward. Sign Sayla. Or forfeit command. Her frill flared red. She snatched the pad. Claws scraped glass. Signature flared green. Chain tugged Eli closer. Her scent hit him. Spice and steel. Your turn, soft skin, she hissed. Voice for him alone. Eli gripped the pad. No victim here. He signed smooth. Crowd hissed approval. Darn crowed. Now the oath. Repeat. I yield control. Loyalty, absolute. Sayla's lips curled. She spat the words. Eyes never left Darn. Eli echoed calm. Chain rattled. Hollow runes pulsed brighter. Darn raised arms. Bound. Empire witnesses. Walls exploded. Fireball roared from the forward bulkhead. Shrapnel shredded banners. Screams erupted. Dignitaries dove. Rebels poured through the breach. Claws out. Blasters hot. Kests agitators. Staged massacre. Alarms shrieked. Sayla yanked her blade free. Chain snapped taut. Protocol. Secure the prefect. Darn bolted for his guards. Crowd stampeded. Eli dropped low. Tether limited him. No time for chains. He lunged for the nearest console. Fingers flew over controls. Hijacked the ceremony audio feed. His voice boomed ship-wide, overriding alarms. This is Eli Ward. Evacuate now. Deck 7. Port side to lifts A through C. Starboard. Vents to auxiliary bays. No running. Vectors marked on screens. Move. Hollow displays flickered. Paths lit up. Crowd shifted. Some followed. Panic eased fractions. Sayla spun. What sorcery? Protocol demands breach seal. Evac first. Save lives. Eli pointed. Rebels advanced, firing stun rounds. A dignitary crumpled. Sayla slashed the nearest. Green blood sprayed. Her tail whipped, tripping another, but more swarmed. Chain dragged Eli into the fray. Darn's guards formed a cordon. Blasters barked. Rebels flanked. Kest's plan. Spark species war. Blame the Union. Eli stunned a lunging attacker. Non-lethal burst. Logistics rule. Minimize fractures. Reuse assets later. Sayla glanced back. Golden eyes narrowed. Your vectors work. Crowd clears. She severed the tether with her blade. Chain fell loose, but she looped it on her belt. Symbolic. Protocol fails. Your plan. Breach point. With me. Eli nodded. Bruises already bloomed from shrapnel graze. He grabbed a discarded stunner. Flank low. I'll cover. They charged. Rebels poured from vents. Claws gleamed under flickering lights. Sayla vaulted a console. Blade sang. Slashed the first across the throat. Blood sprayed hot. Eli unhooked the partial tether remnants. Covered her flank. Stunner bursts dropped 2 more. Non-lethal where possible. His mind raced. Enemy count 12. Armament light. Breach origin forward vents. Kest's signature. A rebel lunged at Eli. Massive frame. Spines bristling. Eli sidestepped. Used the momentum. Slammed the attacker into a bulkhead. Crack of shell. Down. Sayla downed 2 with sweeps. Tail coiled. Swept a third into the deck. She glanced at Eli. Chained for a reason, human. Trust earned in motion. He stunned a 4th. Locked it down with zip cuffs from a fallen guard. Kest emerged last. Rebel operative. Blaster raised at Sayla's back. End the bond. Spark the war. Eli dove. Tackled low. Human mass hit hard. Pinning hold from old training. Kest thrashed. spines scraping Eli's arms. Eli locked the elbow joint. Yield. Sayla spun, knife poised at Kest's throat. Confess, worm. Kest spat blood. Darn pays better. Human weak link. Break you both. Eli tightened the hold. Audits in his head. Rebel funds traced to prefect slush accounts. Ship officers swarmed then. Blasters trained. Cuffed Kest. Probes retreated through the breach. Alarms silenced. Sayla unclipped the tether fully, but left the chain loose on her belt. Her hand lingered on Eli's collar. Claws retracted slight. You stayed. Fought without order. Eli stood. Bruises ached. Cuts stung from spines. Team over control. Logistics 101. Her golden eyes softened. Frill relaxed fully. Tail looped his waist. Pulled him close. Heat radiated from her scales. Mine to protect now. Officers averted eyes. Professional courtesy. Ship hummed steady. Consoles pinged. Fleet signatures spiked on the main board. Empire main force inbound. Eli synced the navs. Scanned incoming vectors. Reinforcements. But rebels hit 3 more decks. Next crisis cues up. Sayla's claws laced through his fingers. Grip firm. Ready. We turn as one. They moved to the command dais. Darn huddled there, robes singed. He glared. You defied protocol. Human interference. Sayla's tail lashed. Your binding saved us. Kest named you. Darn paled. Lies. I orchestrated peace. Eli patched the captured rebels' comms. Audio crackled. Darn's voice promising funds. Audits don't lie. Guards seized the prefect. Holoscreens updated. Empire fleet locked on. Rebel signatures scattered. Sayla leaned into Eli. Her breath warmed his neck. Underestimated you. Soft skin hides steel. Pragmatic, not soft. It traced her frill. It quivered under touch. Deck cleared. Wounded triaged. Eli plotted supply chains for repairs. Sayla coordinated patrols. Their chain, loose now, swayed between them. Witnesses whispered. Human endurance met alien fury. But fleet comms buzzed urgent. Incoming transmission. Rebel armada masses at jump point. Sayla's eyes hardened. Tail tightened. War calls. Eli squeezed her hand. We answer. Together. Darn's shuttle detached under guard. Kest's confession broadcast. Empire channels lit with the Union's victory. Sayla pulled Eli aside, into a side alcove. Door hissed shut. Her claws cupped his face. Bond real now. No force. Trust chosen. Lips met. Hers scaled, warm. His human, yielding. Sparks jumped. Neuralink activating. Vision shared. Her battles. His crises solved. Perfect sync. Alarms blared again. Jump point breach. Multiple signatures. They broke apart. Grins matched. Chain rattled as they ran. Bond unbreakable. War waited. Eli tapped the console. Vectors plotted. Let's end this. Sayla bared fangs. With pleasure, mate. Fleet signatures spiked higher. Incoming fire probable. They charged the bridge, hand in claw. Eli slammed the bridge console. Hollow displays shattered into shards of light. Rebel signatures worming through the hull. Not the fleet. Infiltrators. Reactor ring. Sayla. He jabbed the comm. Kest's squad. Magnetic conduits compromised. Her voice crackled back, fangs in every syllable. On them. She vanished into the lift. Frill flared crimson. Eli's chain tugged taut, then slackened. She'd looped it to his station. Pragmatic. He yanked up schematics. Collar hummed at his neck, its neural link pulsing data. Darn's gift for the marriage. Empire tech. Failsafe buried in the code. Footfalls thundered below decks. Eli traced the grid. Rebels split. 3 to power cores. Kest solo. Sayla's beacon closed fast. Sayla, reactor sublevel 3. She's cornered. Affirm. Eli patched into ship feeds. Sayla exploded through a vent grate. Plasma blade ignited. Kest spun, rifle spitting bolts. Sayla dodged, tail whipping the barrel aside. She pinned the rebel against a humming conduit, claws at throat. Kest's eyes bulged. Scaled face twisted in defiance. One twitch, Sayla growled. Blade hovered. Eli leaned into the comm. Hold. Interrogate. Sayla's frill twitched. Her gaze flicked to the nearest cam. his feed. Tension locked her arm. Kest spat blood. "Kill me, lizard. Your pet human dies next." Sayla's claws dimpled skin, drew a bead of violet ichor, but she held. Blade dimmed. "Talk." Eli exhaled. "Trust chosen." He swiped the collar interface. Neural spike. Failsafe unlocked. Magnetic lock grids surged online. Rebel squad in the cores froze mid-stride. Armor plates locked to deck plating. Shouts echoed up the feeds. Weapons clattered useless. "Grid active," Eli said. "Squad trapped. Non-lethal." Sayla dragged Kest upright. "Your dog's leashed. Walk." Rebel snarled but complied. Sayla marched her topside, chain rattling against Eli's movements. He rerouted power. Reactors stabilized. Bridge crew stared. Human fingers danced over alien code. Whisper spread. Soft skin steel. Lift doors parted. Sayla shoved Kest forward. Eli met her eyes. Hard jade, softened at edges. She nodded once. Bond synced. "Command channel open," Eli said. He cued Kest's prior confession, cross-referenced with logs. Darn's shuttle pings matched sabotage bursts. Prefect's overrides on their defenses. Clear as plasma burns. Sayla activated the hololink. Fleet Admiral materialized. Crest rigid. "Report, Commander Vorn." She thrust the data crystal. Prefect, Darn. Sabotage records. He armed the rebels. Targeted our Union to fracture command. Admiral's frill flattened. Scanned the files. Kest sneered from binders. "Prove it." "Done," Sayla snapped. "Shuttle logs. Override codes." His voice on rebel freaks. "I swear by claw and core, remove him, now." Silence stretched. Admiral's tail curled. "Evidence chains," Prefect recalled. "Tribunal awaits. Your vigilance noted, Vorn." "And the humans." Eli stood silent. No boast. Action spoke. Link severed. Sayla rounded on Kest. "Your armada scatters. Fleet vectors locked. Allies plot." She bared fangs. "War ends before it burns." Kest lunged. Binders. Sparked. Eli sidestepped, drove elbow into her gut. Rebel crumpled. Sayla's laugh rumbled low. Underestimated. Again. Crew hauled Kest away. Bridge hummed efficient now. Eli plotted final supply chains. Med packs to forward guns, fuel to interceptors. Sayla coordinated patrols, her voice steel over comms. Rebels routed. Fleet closed the noose. Deck cleared. They retreated to the alcove off-bridge. Door hissed shut. Chain swayed between them. Eli touched it. Cool metal bit skin. Sayla. "Remove the collar." Her claws closed on the band, eyes locked his. She could end him. One command through the link. Neural shutdown. Empire leash on the lesser spouse, but her grip tightened. Metal groaned. Sparks flew. She crushed it in scaled fists, shards tinkling to the deck. "Free," she said. Tail coiled his leg. Chosen. Eli traced her frill. It quivered. Trust. Lips met. Hers scaled, warm. His yielding. Neural visions flashed. Her disciplined kills, his crisis chains unraveled. Perfect mesh. Alarms blared anew. Fleet, inbound. Rebel remnants massing. They broke apart. Grins matched. Sayla grabbed his hand. Clawed gentle. Together. Eli tapped wrist pad. Vectors updated. "We end this." She bared fangs. "Mate." They charged the bridge. No chain. Unbreakable. Sayla's boots pounded the deck beside Eli. Bridge loomed ahead. Consoles already lit with intercept courses. His work. Crew snapped to attention. Human stride matched alien fury. "Status!" Sayla barked. Tactical officer saluted. Rebel armada fractures. Kest's intel cracked their codes. Jump inhibitors active. Eli slid into the logistics station. Fingers flew. Fuel reserves at 87%. Reroute 20% to forward batteries. Medbays stocked for boarding. Sayla nodded approval. Her frill brushed his shoulder. Accidental, electric, patrols double. Flankers out. A rebel corvette blinked on scopes, slipping shields. Incoming torpedoes painted hot. "Incoming," Eli called. He cross-loaded targeting data. Human intuition slotted gaps in alien arrays. Sayla ignited her blade. Boarding parties prep. No time for doubt. Eli patched the collar shards data, residual failsafes repurposed, ship's mag grids hummed hotter. Rebel boarders would stick like flies, torpedoes streaked. Point defense lashed out, hits splashed harmless. Sayla's claw gripped his chair. Your plots hold. Pragmatic, he said. Fleet Admiral hailed again. Vorn, human. Flank the lead cruiser. Darren's tribunal streams live. Your victory broadcasts. Sayla's tail lashed triumph. With pleasure. Eli cued the burn. Thrusters roared. Ship surged. Rebels scattered under combined fire. Human endurance plotted the long game. Alien discipline struck true. One corvette veered desperate. Straight at their hull. Ram course. Eli plotted evasion. Tight spin. Maglock counter. Sayla punched overrides. No. We take it. Boarding clamps fired. Her squad boiled out airlocks. Eli monitored vitals, hers steady, lethal. Feeds showed chaos. Sayla cleaved through rebels, blade a blur. Her code held, no mercy for traitors, but prisoners for intel. Eli trapped the bridge crew in auxiliary grids, squad secured. Clear, she reported, breath heavy, victorious. Back aboard, wounds triaged. Eli bandaged a gash on her arm. Her claws flexed under his touch. Soft-skin hands. Steel grip. He smirked. Logistics. Prefect Darn's face flickered on intercepted feeds. Shackled. Raging. The human bewitches her. Treason. Sayla crushed the shard remote in her fist. Gone. Night cycle fell. Quarters dimmed. No handlers. No rebels. Just them. Ellie lay beside her. Scaled form curled protective. Tail draped his waist. Bond real, she murmured. Chosen, he echoed. Dawn alarms would scream. Armada remnants plotted revenge, but trust armored them. Eli dreamed vectors. Sayla dreamed claws entwined. War called. They answered. Bridge erupted in cheers. Final rebel signatures winked out. Fleet stood down. Sayla pulled Eli close. Witnesses watched. Human humbled the stars. Alien fury forged the path. Together, she said, hand in claw. Unchained,